The promise given to Abraham did not end with him. Isaac, the son of promise, grew up under the shadow of God's faithfulness. He was the child for whom the impossible became reality, the living proof that God keeps his word. And though Isaac's life was quieter than his father's, the covenant continued through him. God reaffirmed the promise to Isaac, declaring that his offspring would be as numerous as the stars, and that through them all nations would be blessed. Isaac learned that the covenant did not advance by strength or conquest, but by trust and obedience. Isaac married Rebekah, and for many years they had no children. Once again, the promise seemed delayed. Isaac prayed, and the Lord answered. Rebekah conceived twins, struggling within her womb. God spoke and revealed that two nations were forming, and that the older would serve the younger. Esau was born first strong, impulsive, a hunter of the fields. Jacob followed, grasping his brother's heel, his name meaning one who struggles. From the beginning, their lives moved in opposite directions. One day, Esau returned from the field, exhausted. Jacob offered him bread and stew in exchange for his birthright. In a moment of hunger, Esau despised his inheritance and gave it away. What was sacred was traded for what was temporary. Years later, when Isaac was old and his sight failing, the blessing of the firstborn was at hand, through deception and Rebekah's guidance. Jacob received the blessing meant for Esau. When the truth was revealed, the family was torn apart. Esau burned with anger, and Jacob fled into exile. But God had not abandoned him. Alone in the wilderness, Jacob laid his head on a stone and slept. In a dream, he saw a stairway reaching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. The Lord stood above it and spoke, reaffirming the covenant of Abraham and Isaac. I am with you. I will keep you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. Jacob awoke in awe. He named the place Bethel, the house of God, and vowed that the Lord would be his God. Years passed as Jacob lived and labored in a foreign land. He was deceived as he had deceived, yet God prospered him. His family grew, and his wealth increased. Still, Jacob remained restless, blessed, but not yet transformed. On his return home, Jacob faced his greatest fear, meeting Esau once more. On the night before their encounter, Jacob was left alone, and there in the darkness he wrestled with a man until daybreak. When the struggle ended, Jacob was wounded but changed. The man said, "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel be, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men, and have prevailed." Jacob crossed into the morning limping, but blessed. When he met Esau, reconciliation replaced revenge. The covenant family was preserved. From Jacob now Israel came 12 sons. From them would come the 12 tribes of Israel. Through their descendants, the promises spoken to Abraham would continue their long journey toward fulfillment. The God of Abraham had become the God of Isaac, and now he was the God of Israel. The covenant was alive,